Hey, it's Kennardo Holder from Kennardo's Kitchen, and we're back with another episode of Symphony of Flavors. And I'm joined today by one of my great friends here in Charlotte, Mr. Chris Townsend. Chris is somebody I met when I first moved down here, and man, this man knows how to cook, right? And one of the things that he really likes to cook is collard greens. So we're gonna get into it, and you're gonna see my version of collard greens in comparison to his. So listen, what I love about collard greens is that it reminds me so much of callaloo, which is a vegetable, leafy vegetable, almost similar to spinach, more hearty, but very close to collard greens. And I remember one of the first times that I had collard greens was actually at Chris's house. He cooked collard greens. So Chris, tell me about, I know I do my version of collard greens a lot different than you. And a lot different than how you grew up doing it. So tell me about your version of collard greens.
Well, for me, collard greens is definitely, it's comfort food.
Yeah.
It reminds me of home. It's one of those things when I go home, I'm looking for grandma to have some collard greens on the stove. Collard greens coupled with some cornbread, that's just one of my favorite dishes since I've been a kid.
Wow.
To this day.
That's awesome. And listen, one of the things that he does differently with his collard greens than I do is that you do add some extra flavors to it. What's the extra flavor you add to yours?
Well, something that my collard greens have to have
Have to have.
is some fat back meat. It doesn't have to be fat back, but it has to be, fat back meat. It has to be seasoned with some smoked meat, some smoked neck bones, something from the South.
Something from the South.
Absolutely.
Now, the collard greens that I'm going to prepare today is geared towards someone who perhaps is a vegan. So it will not contain any fat back, but I can definitely tell you the flavor is going to be super, super dope. I think my collard greens are off the chains. To speak. We'll see. So one of the things that I do with my collard greens, though, it starts with getting the best product, and I like to wash mine. These are already washed, but I wash my collard greens with a little bit of salt, separate the leaves. And you say you earlier you were telling me that you don't necessarily use salt, but the reason why I grew up washing our vegetables with salt is, in Jamaica, all these bugs and stuff like that, it's very, very, very prevalent. And oftentimes some of these things get stuck on the leaves and you don't see them.
Right.
But when you do add the salt, what it does is that it allows them to, it's almost like a repellent.
Yeah.
So that salt water. So I wash them, and then I basically, you can either take the leaves off, the stem out of it, remove the middle stem.
Yep.
Or, I just basically cut from the center. I use a knife sometimes and basically either do that or just come at the back and pick, basically. What I do with my greens to cut them and get them really, really nice is I don't chop them very, very big. I do them almost, not a chiffon style, but very small, nice, thin julienne. That way when you're eating, it's almost like a spaghetti or something like that.
Yes, that's exactly how my grandmother does hers.
Yeah?
She actually freehands them when she does cut them up.
Oh, yeah.
And she gets them to the same.
Listen, sometimes a freehand situation can give you some big old chops, but I have some knife skills, so with this beautiful knife. Now I have some collard greens that I did cut already, cut already, so we're gonna saute those really nicely. And the things that I have, the ingredients I should say that I have that I'm using, obviously my signature green marination.
Yes.
That goes into everything. I'm using some peppers, some onions, and green onions over there, and I'm using a little bit of fresh thyme, because I think the fresh thyme does give it that really nice flavor without overpowering the collard greens. It doesn't take away.
Yeah.
And, collard greens can sometimes have a little bit of bitterness to it. What is your secret? What was your grandma's thing of putting inside here to balance that bitterness or that it does sometimes have if you don't cook it correctly?
So I'll tell you, my grandmother's secret recipe was salt, pepper, and a little sugar. Sometimes sugar will enhance the flavors of the green and the collard greens.
Yeah.
And it's not overpowering. It's just a little little sweetness that you add to the greens.
Got it. And I'm sure that does help because the collard greens themselves have a natural, bitterness that if you don't cook it correctly, you can experience it when you're eating it. I've had collard greens before that other people have prepared, and when you bite into it, it has almost like a bitterness. So basically the same thing like you say, just take the leaves and kind of fold them together, and then they're really nice thin. See that? Very, very beautiful.
Yep.
That's nice, man. I mean, listen, so we're going to put our collard greens with some cornbread.
Oh.
And I'm doing a little fried chicken, but I'm doing it in the air fryer, right? So we're going full south. We can't do the southern collard greens if we don't have something to match along with it. And, and fried chicken.
Yeah.
Fried chicken is seem. Now, before I used to use a little turkey. I know you said you use fatback, but I used to use a little bit of turkey bacon inside. Mm-hmm. I moved away from the turkey bacon and just decided to go straight. I decided I was gonna try it without using any of that and just try to make it vegan.
Yeah.
And it turns out really nicely. The vegetable stock that you add to it, or water if you want to use it, does really enhance the flavor to it.
Yeah, and that's how my mom cooks hers. My mom, she doesn't use meat.
Okay.
She has high blood pressure and other issues, so she tries to not use desalted meat, and she just uses onions and green peppers.
See, there you go. And when you think about it, all the food that we grew up eating, yes, there may have been a way that we prepared it because of the circumstances or the ingredients that were available at the time.
Yep.
But as time progresses and you learn and you know better, you do better, and you can enhance and you can cut back. And if it means, maybe removing some of the excess fat back.
If you have to.
If you have to. And if you don't, then it's quite all right. So we're going to saute these and begin the collard green cooking process. And then we're going to take a look at that fried chicken. All right. So now I'm going to saute my collard greens. I have a beautiful non-stick pan here. I'm pouring a little bit of olive oil, and I'm using some onions and garlic and green onions that I'm going to saute nicely inside here first. I start off by sauteing these first. Sweat them, give them that natural flavor, an opportunity to bring their flavor out. So saute really nicely. The smell of it, I love the smell of onions. So as a kid growing up, one of the things that my grandfather used to say is like, if you ever don't have food in your house, make sure you have onions. Yes, all right? Your neighbors will know you have dinner because you'll saute the onions and they'll think you have dinner. Smart man. And so then I'm going to add just a beautiful handful of that collard greens.
It's starting to feel like grandma's house with it.
Listen, let me tell you something. What's the beauty of food? Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are. It brings people together, and there's something about food that, it allows people to connect. Yeah. And there's something about my food that's going to remind you of your food in some way or form or shape. And then I'm going to add the marination to it just a little bit. Not too much.
So, you had mangoes too?
Mangoes? No, these are actually yellow peppers. Okay. Come on now. Not because it's not grandma recipe, you're going to do me like that.
I didn't know. Right.
Well, we're not doing it that different. So we throw some yellow peppers inside there. Yellow peppers, right? And then I'm going to season it, and I have some garlic salt that I'm using. Just a little bit, just to kind of give it a little flavor, right? I'm using a little bit of vegetable seasoning and some pepper, kosher salt, right? And you can use vegetable stock or you can use water, whichever one is easier and more comfortable for you.
This is one thing I do with my collard greens. My grandma, she just pretty much sticks to salt and pepper.
Okay.
I like adding additional.
Yeah, you gotta, jazz up the flavor a little bit, man. Smells so good. So now I'm gonna let it saute a little bit, right? Just allow them. It's almost like I'm allowing the greens to, wilt even more than absorb all that sweaty flavor of the onions, the peppers, all of that beautiful stuff. Yeah. Ooh. I wish you could smell this. Right?
I haven't eaten today, so.
Oh, well, listen. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right, so now I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. And I'm going to add just a small amount. Because what I like to do is that I like to keep topping up, adding not too much. And, some people, they cover it and just let it boil.
Right.
I constantly allow it to dry down, add more liquid. That way you cook it, and then when you finish with your collard greens, it's not filled with all that excess liquid inside there.
Very similar to how my grandmother's collard greens turn out. Whenever we eat, we don't have a lot of moisture and a lot of.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it in the pan, it's going to look like it have a lot of liquid. But when you think about how much that collard greens is going to continue cooking and absorb all that liquid. And, I mean, you just need a very low flame on there. You don't need anything crazy or high flame to burn the collard greens, really. So with that collard greens, we're going to do some fried chicken. And like I said, we're going to do that fried chicken in the microwave. Well, not the microwave. The air fryer, which is a way more healthier version of fried chicken. So let's get into that. The fried chicken, what I've done, I'm using chicken thighs. Okay. And basically what I've done is I've taken the chicken thighs, pound them with a mallet, tenderize them a little bit, seasoned my chicken. Now I did some Cajun, some chicken seasoning, salt, pepper, some garlic powder with my green marination. I allowed it to sit overnight, and then I took it and I added some buttermilk to it. Now I put it in the bag. Now obviously you're doing fried chicken, you got to add that buttermilk, but seasoning the chicken before allows it to get that nice flavor. There's nothing for me more, I would say, unappealing in a way than biting into a piece of fried chicken and the skin, the outside is nice and crispy, but when you get inside, it's just bland. And you got to fill it with hot sauce to kind of, so this is my way of kind of avoiding that. So basically, once I've pounded it, the chicken looks nice, and then I'm going to take it and you notice I'm using some Ziploc bags. Listen, easy, disposable. You're at home. You're not trying to do a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of cleaning if you don't need to.
Right.
And basically, I'm taking my chicken and I'm just tossing it back and forth.
I think it's going to be the perfect pairing to some collard greens.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you. And then I shake it off and then just dip it back again just to kind of make sure that it's coated nicely.
Yeah, nice and crispy.
Nice and crispy. Yep. Ain't nothing like a piece of fried chicken that is crispy, and when you bite into it, it's just flaking away like a Jamaican patty. Ooh. You like Jamaican patties?
I do. Haven't had one in a while, but I love it.
Oh, me either. I used to eat up to 3 patties in one go. And when I say patties, I'm talking about Jamaican juicy beef patty. For the Jamaicans watching, they're probably going to debate and say Tasty's patties are the best, but juicy beef patty are the best. So once I do this and I get them all nice and dusted, then I'm going to put it in the air fryer. And what I use is a little bit of Pam spray. And this one is a blend of regular and olive oil together, because I like to cook with olive oil. Okay. And basically I'm going to spray just to kind of make sure that the thing I'm going to put it on, is nice and moist, greased at the bottom, at the base.
Spraying it with that Pam spray, what exactly is that going to do?
So, I mean, it prevents it from sticking to the paper.
Gotcha.
Basically, on the bottom side. On the top of the chicken, when I put it inside, I'm going to also spray a little. Okay. And that is going to be basically to help give it that nice crispiness on top. All right? And then I'm going to take the pan spray and just kind of give it a nice little, not too much, because the idea is to eat the chicken without all that fat, right? Yeah. And then I'm going to put it in. And it's already programmed. I mean, every air fryer is different. This one is a Ninja. I have the same thing. It's in a pressure cooker, the same lid, well, a different lid, and it turns into a pressure cooker as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
About how long are you gonna cook this for?
So I'm gonna put this chicken inside, and I'm gonna cook it for about 25 minutes. Should be nice and tender by then.
I can be patient.
Yeah, I think so.
It's worth my wait.
And there we go. Start. And while we do that, we clean up, and then we take a look and see how the collard greens is working, and then getting ready to plate and taste. That's the most exciting part.
It is.
Awesome. So now we have this beautifully plated cornbread with that collard greens at the bottom and that fried chicken. Chris is going to dig into it and let me know what he thinks while we find out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please. Bon appetit.
Save the best for last. Man,
Right.
this is awesome.
Listen, I'm not from the South. I'm a Jamaican, but hey, food brings us together.
You're welcome to the South.
Welcome to the South. Hey, y'all. That's as Southern as I'll get.
And the way we do in South Carolina, you do a little bit of collard green.
You put fat back in your collard greens.
And with the collard greens, sit on my mouth, a little bit of corn.
Cornbread? Okay, that's what's up.
Get both textures in there.
What do you think? How are the collard greens? That's the question.
Collard greens are cooked to perfection.
Cooked to
My
perfection.
mother will love them. I love them. This is good.
Awesome sauce. Listen, another episode of Symphony of Flavors, cooking with my friends, hearing and sharing different ways of doing things. Thank you so much. Appreciate your views. Do you want to know how you cut an onions without letting it burn your eyes? You have any idea?
Yeah, you wipe the bowl with lemon juice or vinegar.
Anything else?
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, or you can give it to somebody else to cut for you.
You know what?